Hey, it's Elijah, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. Just a few weeks ago, Bandai Namco announced DeathNote Killer Within, a social deduction game kind of like Among Us, where up to 10 players get to live out their Death Note fantasies as Kira, their follower, L, and a group of investigators. And at the core of the game, each side is trying to discover who Kira and L might be in order to win. Now, I didn't have high expectations for this title. I think Death Note would work wonderfully as a puzzle game, or more of a visual novel like Ace Attorney, but compared to some of Death Note's other ventures into gaming, this fits far more with the source material. And I love Death Note. It really is about this tense battle between wit and social manipulation that Light and L participate in. It's in essence a game where everyone is a pawn to their personal desires. But does it work when you strip out the narrative core from its heart? Let's get into that. Now, Killer Within is structured like this. Up to 10 players can participate in a match. One player is Kira, using the Death Note to kill NPCs and players within the game. But they can only kill these other players when they learn of their in-game identity, and they won't win unless they kill L or fill their New World Order bar. But they're not alone. Another player is playing as one of their followers, retrieving other players' names and sacrificing themselves as a scapegoat if necessary. On the other side of things, the third player is L. Their main goal is to track Kira down and destroy the Death Note. They set up cameras across the map and work alongside other players in order to fill their investigation bar, giving them another avenue to win. The remaining 7 players in the game take the role of additional investigators, helping assist L and vote on who Kira might be. And throughout the match, both Kira and L can start an event, which interrupts the game for a moment before pushing everyone into action. These events can help build their progress bar and give them an advantage over the other side. So, is it actually any good? I mean, it's fine. While Killer Within does have a distinct style, doing a decent job of recreating the tone and the vibe of the Death Note world, I think it fails to stand out amongst the crowd. The game mechanics and roles are far more complex and convoluted than games like Among Us or Town of Salem, and it often leads to players wandering around and completing meaningless tasks until they're randomly murdered by Kira. Social deduction games thrive off their simplicity and the interactions one might have with other players. But unfortunately, the game struggles to present any engaging mechanics that could incite these moments. It's also structured in a way where the game can end in the most unsatisfying ways. In one of my first matches, I was playing as Kira, just trying to figure out how everything worked, and I somehow got the identity of L and killed him. The match lasted 2 minutes, and I still have no idea what happened for that outcome to occur. I also had matches where I was the first one killed, and because there's no spectator mode post-death, I was just staring at where I died for the rest of the match. And this leads into another severe issue, which is that there's no way for a player to leave a match without ending it for everyone else. In the few hours I played, it happened half a dozen times. It's an inexcusable decision, and one that should hopefully get fixed soon. I'm also not a big fan of the visual style. This is clearly a low-budget AA game, but the art direction just feels off, especially for Death Note. You have full renders of L and Light in the game, which look great, but then you have these weird chibi renders of them that look more like me sims, and then you have these cheap and uncomfortable looking dolls that have no facial expression or animation beyond pure horror in their eyes. And it just feels like they designed these models in order to make you spend money so you could play as the iconic characters from the show. The game does a great job of replicating the show's atmosphere with its music, although it does suffer from not being able to use the original music from the show, probably due to licensing. When all is said and done, Death Note Killer Within is a perfectly fine experience. It sets out what it aims to do, and while its mechanics separate it from its peers, it just doesn't offer enough to justify wanting to play it over the countless other games in the genre. It is free on PlayStation Plus and only costs $10, so if you're a sucker for Death Note, love that world, and got a few friends who would like to join in, I'd recommend it. But if you're looking for the next evolution of the genre, or a game that could overtake Among Us, I'd keep waiting. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about the game or Death Note as a whole. I'd love to hear. Take care, guys.